I'm showing you my instruments and my amp, kind of zooming in on some details. 2 string trees on the headstock of my Telecaster. I have a G and a B string bender down here. The B will bend a half step, and the G bender bends a whole step. And if you take a look at the pickups, you'll see that I have the original stock bridge pickup still in. It's working great and has for 30 years. In the center position, which was routed out, I have a 1980s Don Lace pickup, pre-lace sensor. And then there at the neck, I have a DiMarzio Twang King. And if you look down here, you'll see that there is a 5-position switch, like on a Stratocaster, in order to access all of those pickups and mix them. And my tech has disconnected the tone control from everything but the bridge pickup, so that each of those 2 there have very pure tone, and I have a little manipulability with the tone of the bridge pickup there. The body of this Telecaster, it's a 93 Squire ash body, and this neck is a no-name Telecaster neck. I don't know where it came from, but when I got it, it said it had the word saved carved into the headstock there. This is my 1940s Kay guitar, which my wife found in a pawn shop about 25 years ago. It's extremely modified. It's got the original tuners in it still. I've had a single coil pickup put in and volume control, no tone, and a laser cut. Let's turn it like this. Look at this guy. This is a feedback suppressor. It's made of spruce, and it's laser cut, and I hand colored it to look like a giant sort of standing in a forest. All of my gear has this on it, hopefully as a theft deterrent, and that's the way I sign my paintings. I just used I use a Shure microphone. This is one that my wife gave me a couple of Christmases ago on my mic stand, and I have a little bicycle bell attached up there to, I don't know, get people's attention when I'm about to start a new song or something. This is my pedal board. I've got way too many pedals, and I've whittled it down to these. Both of those amplifiers that I use, and by the way, the ones that have my initials on them were built by Joel Maynard in Reidsville, North Carolina. He makes some fabulous tube amps and cabinets out of vintage gear, puts them in nice containers. I paid him to put these together for me. And they have no onboard effects. There's no reverb, no tremolo, nothing. There's a tone control, a gain, and a master volume, and that's it. So I've got these things arranged now so that, just a second, let me hit the standby over there and turn off that hum. There we go. That's better. Great. I've been using pedals since 1979 or 1980, when I got my first DoD analog delay pedal, and I worked that thing to death. I used it until it ceased to work. I think I probably had it for 20 years. It went to Korea twice with me and traveled everywhere. I no longer have it, but this little Moore delay, which is the last thing in the chain. I think I'll go backwards through the chain. I put delay at the end because I do not want the number of feedback echoes, that occur to be attenuated by any subsequent pedals. So I have this one at the very end because I'm very deliberate with my echo use. I find myself reaching for the time knob right in the middle of playing. And if you look up real close, you'll see that I have analog, tape echo, and something that is kind of like an early digital echo, which is my least favorite of the three settings. I keep it on analog or tape echo mostly, and you can get this thing to feedback so much that you can manipulate the time dial and it sounds like a helicopter is landing right on top of your house. And you can do all of the nice atmospheric things that are doubling and slap back and so forth right here. In the middle here, I have an EBO attached to the top of a power block, real cheap one. I think I got it for about $20 online, and it powers everything. I mean, different voltages. It's got a USB, a whole mess of standard adapter plugs, and the white plug there runs the power strip. I have it plugged into one of the 18 volt jack way over here, and it powers the whole thing, and it's pretty handy. Works okay. Don't know how long it's going to live because it was cheap, but it's been working for a couple of years, and I'm pretty happy with that. I used to use a K spot, and or not a K spot, a one spot, and I ended up giving that to one of my guitar students as part of an old pedal board that I had. Over here is a pedal that I feel that every Telecaster player should have, the BB&E Sonic Stomp. It's a fabulous pedal. It basically manipulates when your treble, mid-range, and bass frequencies it aligns their exit from the speaker so that bass and treble arrive in your ear at the same time. Pretty hard to explain. This is a sort of a 21st century reincarnation of the BB&E Sonic Maximizer rack mount unit that a lot of vocal groups, most notably the Eagles, I believe, were using in the late 70s and early 80s, to really get their vocal harmonies to blend and have a really nice quality. It's a great pedal. I don't know how it would work with other guitars, but I've been using it with my Telecaster now for about 4 years, and it is always on. It just brings out the true voices of the pickups on my Telecaster, and it's a great way to dial in good finger picking tone and so forth with the acoustic guitar. Okay, so that's before the echo. I have this sort of alignment of high and low frequencies happening with that pedal. Before that, I use my reverb pedal here. It's a snake bite. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. I have no complaints about this pedal whatsoever. It's one of the finest reverb pedals I've ever used, with a really long throw if I want to get a cathedral-like sound, Mammoth Caverns, or I can dial it back and sound like I'm playing on the toilet, in a tiny bathroom or on a small stage. It's very good, very sensitive, and I like the top row there, the resonance and frequency manipulations there, where I can really dial in a lovely resonance. And before that, I'm using this very inexpensive, let's flip it around, By the way, these aren't all pointing the same way because I'm trying to use the shortest number of connector cords between them, so that's why some of them alternate the direction they're pointing. This is called a slow motion pedal. I've heard them called slow gear pedals. It's a great pedal. For one thing, I use it for noise reduction because it totally eradicates the line noise that comes out of this overdrive pedal, like they do. But also, I'm able to get bowed and like horn sounds, trombone, sousaphone, sort of French horn-like sounds out of this pedal. It's fabulous. It's very, very good, and I've been using it for many years. It's made of plastic, but I don't stomp it too much, so I think it'll probably last a very long time. And it's just super. And like I said, I can make my guitars sound quite like cellos and bassoons and stuff like that with the help of this pedal and some post-processing. And the guitars go straight in first to this, let's turn it around, TC Electronics Mojo Mojo overdrive pedal. It's very simple, Top left is the drive, that gives me the crunch. L level, that's just a volume dial, and then bass and treble. There's a little switch here for, it says vintage or not. It slightly changes the tone, I guess. I guess it's a little more Vox sounding up here and maybe more Fender sounding down there. I don't know how to describe it. Definitely more Vox up there. But this is a fabulous pedal too. When I dial up my drive like I have it here, it's like a fuzz pedal on low. And that's just where I like it. It brings out the hair that's present in my three pickups. You might say they all comb differently with crunch going through. So there you go. That's my pedal board and the Kay acoustic and the Fender Frankensteinocaster run through here and then off to those amps, and that's pretty much what I take out when I play live. It all fits right in the cab of my truck, and sounds pretty good. I think I've kind of found a good sound, and if anything changes, it will probably only be because one of these pedals gives up the ghost. So anyways, there you go. There's where we're at, January 2025, with Bret Hart's strange live rig. And I hope it interests you, and you can hear all of these things when I'm improvising and see me reaching for them, in order to make changes and stuff. So anyways, thank you so much for listening. Hit the like if you like it. Hit the subscribe if you'd like to see more. And maybe even go over to BHH stuff at Bandcamp and take a peek at my intimidatingly gigantic catalog. All right. Love you. Take care. Bye.